Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Denizen Podcast. This is episode 11, and tonight we are very fortunate to have our former bass player, Eric Launer, aka E Dog Child.
Yes. Hey, gents, how have you been? It's been a little while. I'm glad to see you both.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's good
same
to
here,
see you.
man.
How's everything going?
Nice. It's good. Like, if you don't know, I don't live in New York any longer. I've been in North Carolina for about the last 3 years.
So have
Uh,
I.
is that right? Where are you?
I'm in Charlotte. I someone told me you were in North Carolina, but yeah, I took a job down there in January of 22, and I've been in
Shout
Charlotte,
out.
North Carolina.
Okay, so I'm in Winston-Salem. I'm an hour north of you. Yesterday, I was at the Panthers game. Like, I was right around the corner
Oh,
from you.
that's wild, man. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to link up. Are you in Charlotte a good amount, or mostly Winston-Salem?
Well, mostly Winston-Salem because that's where the gig is, right? That's where my job is. But like
Okay.
I've got old friends, another musician friend of mine who's down in look at you with are you lighting a cigar, David?
I'm smoking a stogie. This is like my
That's
one
awesome.
time to get away from the kiddos and have a cigar. So I
Well,
live
good,
for it.
man.
Yeah.
Good. Like but yeah, but for sure, Peter, like I'm excited to know that you're in North Carolina
Yeah,
too. Like I got here in July 22.
that's awesome.
So a little bit behind you, but like super, like yeah, like excited to get together, man. That's fucking great.
Yeah,
It's only
I
yeah,
would
it's
love
only an
to.
hour away.
No, I
Dude,
know. I've never been to Winston-Salem, but I know it's not a long trek, so we will have to find a date on and put a date on the calendar for 2026.
I'm excited for that, man. That's awesome. Nice.
Yeah. So what do
David,
you?
you
Oh, go
David,
ahead.
David, you're still in upstate or up
that's
the
right.
Hudson?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the Hudson Valley up here. Beautiful
Nice.
Somers, New York. Yeah, yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love that strategically placed, delightful lady in back of you. That upright
Oh,
bass, dude.
The
there
I
it
upright bass,
is.
I didn't
beautiful.
even know you did upright bass. I fucking love upright bass.
Yes, thank you. I've got there's a story behind this bass. I actually got it for free
What?
and put like I had to put $50 worth of work into it. Like I got it. I have a very good friend. You guys might remember he was at a lot of our shows. His name Rick. Like he was my pal. He was always around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was working out at not Hofstra, but a university across the street. I can't remember the name of right now, out in Long Island. And they like their musical instrument storage had a bunch of water damage, and so they were going to throw away a bunch of instruments, and
Oh
they
my
were going to
God.
throw away that bass. And I put $50 worth of work into it, like. And so now I have like an awesome upright K
That's so
bass, and
cool,
I've
dude.
had it for, and I've probably had it for like 15 years or something like that.
I
Wow.
Yeah.
just I just want to get one of those things just to like my kids are monkeying around with the violin, trying to get them going on
Oh,
some
that's awesome.
would love some fiddlers in my house. So but I figure like maybe just having one of those things lying around, people get curious. But anyway, I look like they go for so much more. Like even a
Oh yeah.
secondhand one is like gonna run you
Ex-
in the thousands.
exactly. Like that was like I got the call. And he was like, "They're gonna throw this away," and I was like, "I'll
Crazy.
rent a." I was like, "I'll rent a van. Like, let me get a van." And I drove out to Long
That's
Island.
awesome, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta these are the days. I mean, one upside, I guess, to like no one's playing instruments anymore is what it seems, is that there's a lot of like Facebook Marketplace. There's just always crazy deals, I feel like, and
Oh, I don't doubt it, man. Like for sure. Like, and take
yeah,
advantage of any of that
people,
that you
yeah.
can.
I got a Hammond M3 organ, like a full Hammond M3 for $60. It was
Wow.
amazing.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um, yeah,
So
I mean,
E
it's
Dog, E Dog, yeah. Are you still playing music? I mean, tell us what you've been up to these last couple of years
should
in North
we, I feel like we should,
Carolina.
first of all, say
yeah.
a little bit
Please.
about who he
Yeah,
is and how
of
we know
course.
him. And so,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm this guy.
yeah,
Oh.
there you go.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
E Dog was our let me get this right here. Third bass player.
I
Right.
Um,
don't know. Yeah.
after Big Dog Nate Silver, who was on the pod earlier,
That's right.
Andrew
Awesome.
Wilkes, and then E Dog.
That's right. I think you presided over one of the, I would say, the best from a live show standpoint, maybe some of the best shows we've ever done, I think, on your
Well,
watch there, man.
I've got to tip my hat to everyone else because I promise you, I was doing my homework just to
Yeah.
keep up with everybody that
Oh,
was
yeah.
involved.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I can't imagine it's coincidence we played some fucking crazy shows, man. It was like Bowery
we did.
Ballroom, I'm thinking. Gramercy. Did we do it? We did Gramercy twice with you.
We did
We did
Gramercy twice.
Gramercy twice. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had, I guess, so Eric's introduction to the band, and Eric, feel free to take the lead here. But Ross
Sure.
Procasio, good friend, was our drummer for a long time, and you were good
Yes.
friends with him from Brooklyn, I believe. Is that how you guys met?
Yeah, it's the same neighborhood, Bay Ridge, shout out.
Yep.
And
Right.
Ross and I had known each other for a long time, and there were moments when I was, I was trying to be the devil in Ross's ear, and any other musician in the neighborhood being like, I play bass. Like, what's going on? Like, let's hook up.
Right.
And I don't know if Ross and I had jammed at all before I walked into the audition with you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
For honestly, and was like, he's phenomenal. Like
He's unbelievable.
Like much like you guys said, like
Yeah.
that moment, when you talk about Ross, you talk about Dylan, you talk about Rashid, you guys, like, come on. So it was something very, very special. And I was lucky that you guys, saw the audition and you were like, yeah, why don't you come hang out with us and play some shows, like, and do some recording, like.
It was
like genuinely
such a great tenure,
another thank you, because it's good. Like you're on my reel. Like when I audition for something else, I'm like, oh yeah, here's tracks I've recorded.
Oh, nice.
Here's video of stuff I've done live.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's important. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, we obviously thank you for the years you were with us, and like Dave said, I think some of the best gigs we ever played were
no
definitely
doubt.
with you, and one of the strongest sort of iterations of the band for sure. But yeah, I guess leading into that, so tell us about what you're up to these days. Are you still playing any music?
Well, I still play music. I don't have a solid gig. I do, like, there's a really wonderful arts organization here in Winston-Salem, and that's called DOSE, and it's DOSE. And they have an open jam on Fridays that gives me an opportunity to far more than focus on things like notes, but things like sounds. And that's an important, like, my musical journey has kind of come full circle, whereas I started off with sounds and then I focused on notes, things like triads and extensions.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm back to a place where I want to just do sounds again with the information about notes that I have. But I don't have a steady gig. Like, the job I work is very demanding. I work at the University of North Carolina, go Tar Heels.
Nice.
But School of the Arts, and I manage 5 different theaters for that university. A team of people who manage those venues, which has always been something in my background.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask you a question. So are you at UNC Winston-Salem? Because I went to UNC Chapel Hill for a jazz festival last year, but you're not there.
No, I'm not there. I was there last week because we're co-producing a show. So I was on campus last week, literally, like, and it's beautiful. Like, when I think of college town, like, Chapel Hill really.
Oh my God, I've heard such great things.
It checks all the boxes. Like, I'm a UF, go Gators, and a similar thing where the town itself is, it just presents itself to like everything that people want to do. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to just imagine. And I got that total vibe from Chapel Hill when I was there last week too. And I hadn't been there in like 15 years. So
I went for the first time last year to a Django Reinhardt festival.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Like, come on. Yeah,
Yeah.
how do you play guitar with three
That's
fingers or whatever
crazy.
he was
It's
doing?
absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Jerry Garcia too, I
Oh,
believe.
really?
yeah, he had the
He
four,
was he was
right?
down a couple fingers, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
How about that?
Firecracker in his hand, I think, something like that.
Shout out Jerry Garcia.
God bless.
Well, that's awesome, E Dog. So so you've got that weekly jam that you've been going to, and you're doing upright, or
Yeah.
you're doing electric bass?
I do electric bass there because that's kind of what's happening there.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
that's the venue, that's the scene,
nice.
like there are opportunities, like it's not in my wheelhouse to do a lot of like bluegrass or Americana, but that is something that certainly is happening in the area.
Right.
Yeah.
The university just got an amazing $10 million grant to start an Americana program,
Wow.
which is like
That's
phenomenal.
amazing. That's fantastic.
It really is,
Wow.
man. Like just that, like someone is, officially saying,
Yeah.
with a $10 million trademark upon
Yeah.
it that says Americana is a real thing.
This
We're
is
going to
important.
teach it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important,
Yeah.
and like,
I worry so much about kind of like the flattening of music or something. Like I feel like a lot of these kind of genres, Americana and bluegrass and stuff, to some, there's obviously vibrant communities all over the country, but you do, worry a little bit about the trend lines. It's so cool that exists.
you're right, David. Like I had thoughts, because leading up to this, David was asking me a question of like, well, what are you listening to? And my answer was, I'm listening to the same stuff I always listen to, for reasons that include I don't feel challenged by modern pop.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree. Yeah, yeah,
Like I
right,
don't
totally.
feel challenged by it,
Yeah,
and it's an interesting place to be.
Hmm.
As a musician, like if someone from modern pop called me and said we need a bass line, I'd be like, yeah, I'll see you in 5 minutes.
totally, 100%. Yeah, yeah,
Right, right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. I was watching this. Like, I think it was a review of some like totally AI generated music, right?
Oh yeah, bummer.
Yeah, total bummer. But like, I mean, it's very generic, super generic sounding. The critic was made
Yeah.
like the interesting point though that like he was sort of like taking the line that he's less impressed with like what AI can do than he is like thinking what we've been, it's sort of the flattening of like vocals for the last 20 years with like auto tune and stuff. The stuff
Yeah.
that human beings have been producing has gotten so canned, that like, yeah, it's not surprising that like we can have a bot do it or something like that. Some of that organic like flavor is, been sort of beat out by the production side.
That's a really good point. Like, that it has become so, I don't want to say generic because I think there's still
Right,
emotion behind it,
right, right.
but you're right to say that like it is it's executable, I think might be the best
Yeah,
way for
right,
me to
right.
put it.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like it's yeah, verse, chorus, double chorus,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. I think like especially in that. I mean, the band's in a good place now, thank God, after a long hiatus. But I think
that's
that tenure
awesome.
we had with you guys was one of the best because there was so much musical curiosity going on. Like especially like with you and Ross and
That's
like
awesome.
fearlessness too. Like you know we would
Thank you.
do like whip and post or something like that and include that crazy chromatic ascent at the end and like these challenging we did money at Bowery Ball, much to
Yeah,
my
we did.
chagrin, I will say, because god damn it if that song isn't in 7/8 or whatever. Is it 9/8?
Shout
I
out
don't even
Pink
know.
Floyd.
Yeah, it's 7/4, and
Is it
yeah,
7/4? Yeah, there you go. Anyway.
but Peter's right. Shout out Pink Floyd. It's
Right.
interesting,
Yeah.
because like I remember we were searching for what is a cover we can do, and that's one I brought
Yeah.
to the table. I was like, we can do this, and I've got an idea about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and like God bless you, like David, for like working on that tune
That
so
I
that we could
that
pull it
was a
off.
really hard cover. No, I'm so glad we did
Yeah,
it though. Like it's so it I think we crushed it as I recall.
we did
Um,
crush it, and a lot of the hats off Peter because it's such a saxophone
yeah,
ending.
right.
Oh
Like,
yeah, well, I mean, I look, I love to do it, but it was difficult, and I remember we spent an inordinate amount of time
we did.
practicing, man.
But like that's the band it was a very adventure like fearless and adventurous and like it was just so cool. It was like a group of musicians who wasn't ever going to do like the standard thing. And I think that's what was so cool
Nice.
about it.
Talk to me about who you guys are playing with now. I know you've got a new lineup. Like you're playing gigs. I think you do Bowery Electric not that long ago, right? Or something like
We did Bowery Ballroom. We did Bowery Ballroom again.
phenomenal. Nice
That was
work.
Yeah.
about yeah, that was about a year ago. And right now the kind of the iteration of the band is we have one of Dave's good older friends, Colin, on bass, who's fantastic,
Awesome. Awesome.
and a friend of his from upstate New York named Eric Castillo, who's also great. And we've gone back into the studio to start recording our second record. So laid down the bass and the drum tracks for that. What last weekend, right, Dave?
That's right. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's really our first trip into the studio since, I mean, it's been a long time since the Studio G stuff.
Studio G.
Yeah.
So we're excited about a lot of this new material. And yeah, the lineup, I mean, we've somehow managed to hang on to Rashid, and that's just such a win.
Beautiful.
And then we've added
Yeah.
we do miss Dylan, but we
Oh
have
yeah.
a really awesome keyboard player, Adam Naramatsu.
Awesome.
So there are mainstays in the city, and then we're kind of like the rhythm section seems to be located in Westchester these days, but
That's good for writing. That's
yeah, no,
awesome. And I'm glad you
yeah.
have
I mean,
those folks close.
we've had a very productive fall as we headed into the studio. So
Yeah.
and Eric is just an unbelievable drummer. So no, it's
Phenomenal.
definitely like it's taken a while because the level we had with like
Yeah.
you and Ross was just so high. You kind of like ruined us a little bit, like
Stop.
and then but no, I think we're finally back to that same kind of level of like, okay, everyone's a Jedi Knight here, and
Awesome.
that's where we want to be. So yeah, no, it's a good moment for us, I would say.
So,
Yeah, no,
E-Dog, what? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you can't forget that, like, COVID happened. So
Right.
like
Yes. Yeah. That whole
everybody
thing.
had a
Yeah.
everybody had a couple years off where they couldn't
Right.
actually get together,
Were you
So
were you in the city for that, or what were you up to?
I was in the city and I caught, and I don't want to distract us by talking about, a pandemic, but it was real. And I
Yeah.
caught COVID the first time before there was a vaccine. And it was a scary moment, but
That's so
like
scary. Yeah.
I also like I've had COVID 5 times on paper.
Uh-huh.
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
So there are moments when I'm like, I don't remember how anything works,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Yeah, but
Yeah.
my point being is that like that was something that separated everything, and Denizen was part of that.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah, I mean we survived somehow, but
right?
it's been fun. Obviously, as Dave alluded to, like the band is kind of in different geographic areas right now, and the podcast has been fun. We're only on episode 11, but just like a nice
Awesome.
through line to kind of keep at least our social media presence somewhat consistent. And
Oh yeah, the fans want to know. They're so curious about
Obviously, come on. Yeah,
the inner workings of
E-Dog, well, I want to know when did you get the haircut? Because you used to have these long flowing locks
Oh yeah.
on stage. You
I
too,
did,
Dave.
and it was probably at that same time that I'm alluding to, because I was in the 2021. I was looking for a job. I was targeting the Carolinas because both of my parents were in South Carolina at the time.
Got it.
And as you guys know, you're both professionals. Like you got to clean up when it's time to like
Right.
go on an interview and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's kind of backed up by being a man in his early 50s. It's just like long hair doesn't really, it
Yeah.
doesn't really, like you're setting a tone when you're like the guy in
That's
his
right.
50s that's like, yeah, I got long
Yeah.
hair. You know?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't have
Honestly.
I miss my long hair for what it's worth, but yeah, I have similar thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. You're still at the university. Is that where you're still teaching, David?
No, I took a
Where are you
left
at?
turn and went to I went to law school.
Oh, good for you, man. That's
There you go.
awesome.
Yeah, I was one of those guys who said, "Is it too late to go to law school?" And then I actually did it.
I
Yeah,
don't think
so
that's ever too late. I'm proud for you, man. That's awesome.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm finally through it, so it's nice to be on the other end. But
And then
Congratulations.
when are you starting your medical degree?
oh yeah, I'm gonna just roll right into med school and then the
Yeah.
joke's gonna be on the banks about all my student debt. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Don't
no, no,
worry,
no.
Trump's going to get
Yeah.
rid of all that for you.
That's right. That's what I've heard. That's what I've
Okay.
heard. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, oh man. So
Do you bow at all? I'm still looking at your bass.
I own a bow. It's not something I do. Like, it's one of those things that I challenge myself with when
Yeah.
I'm alone,
Uh-huh.
right? Like I'm just it's an interesting thing to think about because all of the bass players that sort of influenced me, when I was a teenager were people that played with a pick.
Right.
However, like all of the guitar players that I played with
Uh-huh.
in that moment never had a pick. So I would give
That's
over my
interesting.
pick. And
Huh.
so I was just destined to play with my fingers. And so that's
Uh-huh.
kind of like what I continue to do.
I think there's I mean, I don't know if you agree. There's like a warmth to the fingers. I think that playing with a pick
Yeah,
like takes away a little bit from there's a certain texture to the fingered
I
you know.
I agree with you, but I also would add that there's a time and a place where you want the
Right,
attack
of
of the
course.
pick,
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Uh-huh.
and it has a lot
Totally.
to do with the style of music you're playing. Like
Yeah.
playing with you guys,
Uh-huh.
like it just fit with fingers. And so that
Right.
like that kind of allowed me to be more me in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned
yeah.
influences. Let's hear some of them.
Oh, oh,
Early influences.
so early influences, the biggest one of all would have been The Police.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
I
and
mean,
what I've got to tell you about that is it's important to note that I didn't say Sting, but I
uh-huh.
said The Police
Uh-huh. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
like there's a difference,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
right?
Totally.
And I would hear things from like U2, or there's a band out of the UK that's called New Model Army that was a huge influence on me.
Huh.
But also
Okay.
one of those bands that like their players played with a pick. So they're making sounds that I just don't make
Uh-huh.
on my own, and then when I finally owned a bass, that there's a lot of those things that I learned from those previous mentioned bands, but was also in a time and a place where, you're listening to things like Jane's Addiction
Oh
Oh
or
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Fugazi,
Oh yeah.
right? Or the
Fugazi, man.
Pixies.
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
those are the kind of things that really got me like wanting to do
Yeah.
original music. Like I was in a place where it's easy to get together with people and play covers, but I
Right,
was
right.
always looking for people like, no,
Let's
let's
do it.
make
Yeah.
something on our own.
Yeah, I gotta say about the New York music scene, like that is kind of unique, I would say. I mean,
Oh, grateful,
I'm not
grateful.
as familiar with other scenes, I guess, but I'm sure Nashville has a similar thing. But just like if you're not doing original music in New York, forget like, that I
I,
don't even
I
really think there's much of a cover band scene at all,
I
like
completely agree. There's a weird tribute thing that is marketable these days.
yeah,
But you're very right to point out that in a city like New York, like
yeah,
people want to go out and they want to hear something
yeah,
original,
right,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
like then you get out, like if the further out on Long Island you get, then people are going to be like, yeah, but bring a cover band. Like it's
right,
Friday night. I want to go
right,
out honky tonkin', if you will. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the
Uh,
vibe like? Live music vibe in Winston Salem? Any good
Uh,
spots?
there are some good spots, but it's that previously mentioned sort of tribute.
Okay.
Like there are original things happening. There's a really and I'll be damned if I can't remember the name of it right now. There's a really good punk rock place, but punk rock is turned more into like a metal scene, I think, these days,
Yeah.
that I have confused thoughts about. And once again, I'll point out that like in my 50s, my ears are like, yeah, I don't really want,
Yeah, right. I
like,
totally
yeah.
hear that. Yeah.
I support it, like, do what you're gonna do, like
Yeah,
make your thing
totally.
happen, you
Uh-huh.
know. But
Oh
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's a generation or two younger than I am,
Yeah,
frankly.
I'm totally with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing more.
we're getting the Zoom time
Oh
warning.
yeah, we're coming up close on time, but I do want to ask E-Dog. This has been
Yeah,
amazing, by the way, man. Great to reconnect with you.
it's actually really
Uh,
great to talk to you guys. Thank you very
yeah,
much for the invitation. I
yeah. I'm
appreciate it.
glad to see and hear you're doing well. We always like to ask former band members if they have like a favorite memory or two from your time with the
Oh,
band
sure.
that you can that you can recall.
Immediately, I'm so sorry, David. Like that time you broke your rear windscreen on your vehicle was, it was such a moment, but I know that's not the answer you're looking for,
You got to
right?
tell. Well, you got to tell the
That
story.
was such a moment of defeat. Yes.
No, 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 no. We don't have to tell the story. It was
No,
David.
please.
David was doing the best he could, putting as much gear into his car that he could, and
That's
he
right.
closed the rear door on like an SUV, and it popped the window.
Just
I felt
broke,
so
shattered
terrible
the
in the moment.
window. There
Yeah.
was like a
Were we
little
going? Were we going to a gig in Baltimore?
that was going to be a fraternity show,
Yeah.
and we rehearsed for it, and then I got horrible, horrible, horrible laryngitis.
Right.
So this was just
Oh,
like the
that's
most
right.
defeated. So like we got and I we had it was the one time I think I've ever had to cancel. Like I've played sick, I've played, but like there was just
Sure.
no way I could not get anything out of my voice. So yeah, we had to cancel the show
Well,
after I broke my windshield.
I remember because I came out, or you guys, someone came back into the practice room and was like, Dave's like car got broken into, and I was like, oh, this is
Oh
terrible.
no.
And then it turns out it's like, no, you just broke the window.
That's right.
Yeah.
But what you bring up, David, I think is one of the best memory, or some of the best memories I have, which is when we would get on the road and go do something. Like I thought
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was, it was
Uh-huh.
phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
like moments when I would get to spend time in the car with anyone else in the band was super important, like that was some of the
Yeah.
most connection, that I had. And then of course, when we find ourselves in a town that, we're not from,
Yeah.
the only people in that town
Yeah, that's
is the
right. It
band.
is like it's a fun little fraternity or like it's just like a
Yeah,
very unique
absolutely.
experience.
Yeah, you might call it a band. You
Yeah,
know what
you
I'm
might
saying?
call it a
Like,
band.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah, like
that
those
that
were just some wonderful, wonderful times of like getting to,
yeah.
like that, immediate connection
Uh-huh.
beyond we play in a band together. It's like, okay, well, now
Yeah.
we're in a car together for 4 or 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did travel. We got up to Boston. We went down to Baltimore. Yeah,
That
we got
was my
around.
first gig I played with you guys was in Boston.
It was
I
in
did
Boston.
get
I
to
thought so. Yeah, I
play.
thought that
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. That was
Is
a
that
good
Middle
show,
East?
man.
It
That
was
was
The Middle
Great
East.
Scott.
Oh, the
Great
Lu-
Great
Scott.
Scott.
Lucy's or something. I
I think it
can't,
was Great
maybe.
Scott.
Okay, maybe one of the bands was called Lucy or
The old
something.
Great Scott. I believe that place we
Yeah.
played is no longer
I thought
around, but they've moved it somewhere anyway.
I
is that when we opened for
also
Gretchen and the Pickpockets?
I've got
Yes,
it.
that was with the Pickpockets, who told
Nice.
us like 2 minutes after we got on stage that we had one song left.
So we played Whipping
I
Post
remember
And then
that.
we played Whipping Post, and
And I remember
everybody took
that
a
like
solo.
it was an audible. We were like, "Fuck those guys, let's
Yeah.
play Whipping Post."
Okay, one song. All right, we're gonna do a 12-minute song
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I also remember, and I think this is wonderful because it's one of the like moments as a musician that I find to be challenged. Like I think is a super important part
Yeah.
of being a musician, being a live musician. There was some song before we did Bridgeside that I can't remember the name of right now. That like the night before, you guys were like, "Yeah, we're gonna play this song," and I was like, "I don't know that song."
Oh, yeah.
And but we
Bridgeside, you're under a
did, like,
microscope too. Yeah.
but we did, and I wrote something for real, like the night before, or maybe
That's
2 days before at best. and was proud of what I did, and like really proud of like that recording as well. Like, but I like
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing where you could certainly turn your nose up and be like, yeah, no, I don't know that song. I can't
Right.
play it. But like those are the kind of challenges that I really appreciate. I like and love.
See, that's what I mean
So
by fearless, and that was all.
yeah,
And yeah, and what you brought was just always, I think,
thank you.
yeah, just
Thank you.
unbelievable. Really, some of the best that
It's
we
it's
have to
im-
Thank
offer.
you,
it's
E-Dog.
also important for me to say that, like, David, you're the muse, and so there isn't anything without the songwriter.
Oh, well, yeah, that's very nice of you to say, but I
No,
mean,
that's real. That's real.
it's a really
Yeah,
awesome gift to like have some idea and then have these people just take it in such awesome directions though. Like
appreciate that.
it's
Yeah.
just such a beautiful thing. But we are going to get cut off, so I want to make sure we get a chance to say goodbye
Hold on,
before
one more
Zoom
thing,
does it for
Peter.
us.
Peter, I love the way you play saxophone. It strikes me in that old Motown sort of backing vocals way, like the way you approach things, like the second verse, you're kind of like in the back doing that doo-wop kind of thing.
Eh,
And then when it's your time, like you really can blow a solo, man. Like,
Hey man,
yeah,
well I appreciate you, E-Dog. I mean, it was a great couple of years with you, and obviously,
thanks.
Denison continues, but you were a big piece of the history of the band, and yeah, man, like I hope one day we can get the band down in North Carolina. In fact, there is a festival in October in Charlotte that a friend of mine,
Yeah,
a colleague, former colleague, runs, and so I'd love to get us down there.
oh
But
yeah.
would certainly love at a minimum to meet up with you when I'm down there.
absolutely. Like anytime, man, especially if you're in Charlotte, like that's a stone's throw away, literally,
Yeah,
like
we will make it happen.
love it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Eric, so awesome seeing you, man. Thanks again.
Fellas, like I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, man. It's good to
Yep,
connect again. I'm
Definitely.
really,
absolutely.
really glad that the band is like still carrying on and you've got some new strong members. I'm really
Yeah,
excited to
hopefully.
hear what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah, man. Well, right on. Keep on
Appreciate you.
keeping on, man.
Yep.
Adios.
See you
Thanks,
next week,
fellas.
folks. Take care.
Bye bye.